Good morning, everyone. I had something on my heart. I was thinking about back in 2016, I was going to drug court. I was on probation. I was court ordered to stay in a halfway house. And at first, I didn't know what to take. I didn't know how to take any of it. Like, I knew I had no choice. I was too scared to go back to jail. So I wasn't going to do anything foolish. Being drug tested twice a week in drug court and getting kicked out of a court-ordered place, I was like, that ain't happening. I'm going to stick with this. I got 90 days that I got to be in this halfway house, and then after that I can go home and then finish out my drug court, blah, blah, blah. Well, as I was doing it, I was like, you know what, let me just commit myself to this. Let me see what I can get out of it. Excuse me. Wow. I never sneeze. Of course I sneeze on video. So I started going to NA because it was required, and from drug court and the halfway house I was in. And stuff started sinking in, like people sharing their stories or sharing what they were going through. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I go through that all the time. I thought that was just me. You start realizing that there are people that go through the same stuff that you do. And then you start wanting to go back to it. And then after 90 days of being there, I had met a bunch of friends. I had gotten a sponsor. I had actually really started to enjoy going to NA. I loved my drug court counselor. I mean, I started being really passionate about it. And I ended up graduating after the year and stayed in the halfway house for 5 months, moved back in with my husband. Our relationship got stronger finally. Trust started being rebuilt again with my kids and my husband. And then I stayed clean for 26 months. And then I'll tell you, I ended up relapsing. And I know it has to do with the fact that whether it's NA, Celebrate Recovery, church, whatever your route is to stay clean, my route at that time was NA. Well, I stopped going to meetings as much. I wasn't really working on the steps. I felt like the struggles I was going through, I had too much clean time that I shouldn't have been going through the mental struggles I was going through. So I wasn't talking about it because I ended up having sponsees looking up to me for help. And I thought, well, how am I having these issues when I've been clean for over 2 years? Well, I should have spoke out about that because then I would have realized there's plenty of people that struggle with the same thing I was. Well, I ended up relapsing. I felt so much shame and guilt that I'd stopped going to NA. And then I lost my accountability group, and I was off and on using, like, not every day, but it was off and on for the next few years. And now that I've been clean for a little bit, I was just thinking, like, what was it this time? Like, because I don't go to NA, and NA is a great place. I'm really into my church family, my support group through church. My family, but for me right now, and NA too, they say that you have to have a higher power. My higher power is God. I pray, I read his word. Jesus, he's transforming my heart. He's transforming my life. The desire, I pray for the desire to be lifted. I don't pray for the addiction to be removed because I pray for him to remove the desire to want to use. Like, I don't desire to eat raw fish. I don't desire it, so I'm not going to do it. So if I'm not desiring to do drugs, I'm not going to do it. And that's really what I've realized now is that I'm praying, I'm seeking God, I'm not putting him on the back burner. He's transforming my life. He's reshaping my mind and my heart. And he's removed the desires of my heart that I shouldn't have. Some of them I still struggle with, but addiction right now, currently, because I'm leaning on him, he's removed it completely. Now, if I stop talking to him and I stop praying to him, I'm sure those desires will creep right back in because they're rooted in, and that's another thing. There's so many root issues that I have not dealt with of my past. Lots of people that I've lost, my mom and my best friend, my friend that killed herself last year. There is just all this stuff that's still in my mind that's fresh. Now, my mom, that's an old one, but my friend Liz, since childhood, she committed suicide in December of December 2021. And that I have not dealt with that, but I know I need to deal with that because that's the kind of stuff you want to mask. So anyway, that was just on my heart. This is just my experience, what I'm going through. It ain't factual. Everybody's got opinions. Some people be like, how dare her? How dare she's not going to any, she's going to relapse. Or she's, oh yeah, everybody's got to have your God. Everybody's got their little opinions, but this is my life, my experience, not my truth because there is only one truth. So anyway, you guys have a great day and enjoy the weekend.